Hi, Chris here. In this video I want to talk about smoking in regards to tobacco in particular. Obviously there's people that also smoke cannabis as well. Now I want to start off with these two plants are very medicinal plants in their natural form, the tobacco plant as well as the cannabis plant. Now we look at those natural plants as being, they've been used for so many ailments over the last few centuries, especially within South America and North America. And they use that as medicine because, in particular within tobacco, nicotine is an alkaloid, and a lot of alkaloids are very medicinal. And quite often that's the bitter substance, and that's why a lot of people, when they take like a nicotine replacement therapy, a lot of the things have a peppery kind of flavour, which is that bitterness substance of the nicotine. And a lot of the plant, that's why we say a lot of the plants that we cultivate, that we eat from the supermarkets, a lot of the times the bitterness has been bred out of them, and therefore in a sense a lot of the medicinal value of those plants when they're in their wild form have been removed, and that's why the immune system of these plants are a lot weaker, and therefore they're more susceptible to bugs and like eating them, and caterpillars and all that sort of thing, and that's why we have to put pesticides and on our plants and protect them in a way, because they can't protect themselves because a lot of their alkaloids have been removed. So nicotine in itself is an alkaloid, and its medicinal value is that it increases dopamine and increases serotonin levels. So we hear about depression where our serotonin levels are too low, and dopamine gives us that rush and that feeling, that relaxing feeling that we also get from smoking cannabis as well. Now, in regards to conventional ways of smoking cigarettes that have tobacco in them, now that's a completely different thing. We hear just the general term that smoking causes ill health to people. It can cause cancer, it can cause lung cancer in particular, and it causes many other diseases as well. And there's a big push at the moment to kind of eradicate smoking cigarettes in the general public, and there's a real big push within the medical system for a few years now in trying to stop people from smoking. And I absolutely fully agree with that conventional form of tobacco that they use in these cigarettes, and then tailor-made cigarettes, as well as people making their own cigarettes from just bought tobacco, is completely deadly. Now, the reasons why they're deadly, I don't think is stated enough. There's just a blanket term saying that tobacco is not good for us. Well, what type of tobacco? As I say, the original natural form of tobacco was a very medicinal plant, which actually cured, or I wouldn't say cure, because I don't like use the word cure, because it's not one cure, but it really helped with a lot of ailments. They used it as a medicine. Now, this conventional form of smoking cigarettes and tobacco is deadly because of another reason. It's because of all the additives, just like our food system. Now, a lot of the foods we're eating is all the additives and chemicals that adding to the substance, and quite a few of them are intentionally added, and knowing they are actually carcinogenic, which means they create cancer in the human body. So it's been known that a known fact that there's 4,000 chemicals added within conventional tobacco. Now, nicotine itself is a delivery system. It's a vasodilator, and nicotine is a very close relative to nicotinamide, which is vitamin B3, which is also called niacin. And it's a vasodilator, and whatever you add into a substance that has nicotine in it, as well as caffeine that you get in coffee, or theobromine and with chocolate. These are all stimulants. They drive whatever's with them deep into the body. Now the tobacco industry knows this, and that's what makes this substance even more highly addictive. Nicotine itself is addictive because of the euphoric feeling it gives us because of increasing dopamine levels, but couple that with all these added chemicals, which are added to a lot of our processed foods, which are highly addictive as well. You can see the pattern here. Now, regarding these added chemicals, and I'll name a few in a minute. Now, in the US itself, the tobacco industry uses over 600 intentional chemical additives. Now, furthermore, there is also additives present within the final product, and that's just occurred unintentionally with the way they've made the product through its processing. Very much the same in our food supply. The more processed a food is, the more detrimental it will be to your health. That's why I'm always saying eat whole foods, eat foods that are in nature, with less processing. Okay, when we get involved with making a product, man-made, woman-made, whatever you want to say it, it's only going to be more detrimental to our health because the body will look at it as a poison instead of something it can actually utilize. Now, things that are intentionally added are things like like growing the tobacco is pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, heavy metals such as cadmium, arsenic. Now, arsenic's a poison. You hear people that have poisoned some or other to kill someone, they've used arsenic. Now, that's found in it. Styrofoam, organic solvents and dioxins. Now, a lot of these are carcinogenic. Okay? Now, some of these additives that are added have been approved by the FDA, which is the Food and Drug Association, to be safe. Now, the people in the know that FDA are as corrupt as anything, but they're proved to be safe. But even FDA say this. Now, they're safe, but they're not safe when they're intended to be burned or inhaled. Now, come on. They're approving these substances to be safe to be put into tobacco, but initially, none of those chemicals were approved to be safe if you were going to burn that final product or inhale it. Now, what are you doing with tobacco and cigarettes? You're lighting it up, you're burning it, and you're inhaling it. Now, that just shows you the corruption of what's happening here. Okay? Now, some of these other substances that we're finding is the added chemicals. Carbon monoxide through the burning process. Now, carbon monoxide is what comes out of your car. Okay? Everyone knows that's a poison. Formaldehyde, that's what we embalm dead people in, or dead animals in. Ammonia, we use that in cleaning products, which on the label will say don't inhale it, don't consume it. If you do, go to your doctor, go to the emergency department. We're inhaling it. Hydrogen cyanide, a cyanide, it's a poison. And so on and so on. All these things they add into the final product. Now, when we inhale this, a lot of these chemicals stay within the lungs because these are substances that are not ever supposed to be in the body, and your lungs become a filter. Okay? And over a period of time, that filter wears out. Now, if you're going to continue smoking, you need to do something about getting those toxins out of the lungs. And the best way of doing that is obviously not to smoke in the first place and to quit smoking. Now, they've added all these chemicals because they know that if they can get you hooked, then you're a customer for life, hopefully, because of the addictive substance which this particular tobacco is. Also, within, and obviously the lungs, when you breathe this in, the whole body works as one, and all of a sudden those substances get leaked into your bloodstream, and your bloodstream goes, where does it go? Everywhere within the body, so it can cause damage everywhere in the body. It's not just lung cancer, it causes many things within the body. And is it necessarily the natural tobacco? No, it's essentially all the chemicals that has been intentionally and sometimes unintentionally added to that product. And this is what we're not hearing. We just hear this blanket term, smoking's bad for you, tobacco's bad for you. No, it's all these things that the tobacco industry is adding to that substance, and they know what they're doing here, people. Okay? Now, a lot of the ways within South and North American culture over the last few centuries, and shamanic people and spiritual people were using tobacco in many ways, not just smoking it. And that's the worst form you can use tobacco and cannabis and so on. Because when you burn anything, just like you burn your toast or you burn your food, the burning process produces carcinogenic compounds in any form. So burning anything and inhaling that smoke is not a great way of getting the medicinal qualities of that substance anyway. But natural tobacco, even when you smoke it, is a way better substance and a cleaner substance than conventional tobacco that you're buying. Now, many ways they used it. They chewed it, they sniffed it, they smoked it, they ate it, they juiced it. They used to make they used to put it on the skin for skin conditions. They even used it in eye drops, and they used it for spiritual purposes, so in rituals and so on, because they knew this particular substance, this medicinal plant, was very special. But the way that majority of people are consuming this great plant, a medicinal plant, is in as much distorted way as possible, which is causing disease to a lot of people, and it's been intentionally done by the people that have made it. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about this particular topic because I'm just sick of hearing that blanket term about tobacco is a toxin. The medicinal plant of tobacco is a great plant, but you just need to use it in the right way, and it's definitely not the substance that a majority of people are consuming around the world in conventional tobacco. There's a very dark history with that and the way it's being produced, with all those added chemicals being added to it. So I thought I'd do this video for people to be a bit more informed about what they're actually smoking, and hopefully help people actually want to give up smoking, because it's a great thing to do for your health and a great investment, because it's just getting more expensive to buy. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching.